back, guys, to episode 71, 72. I can't even remember. It's been so long and since we last did my F1 2016 career mode, guys. If I have a look quickly, I'm pretty certain it was nearly 2 months ago that we did the last episode of this career mode. And to be honest with you, I sort of just forgot about it. You know, if you did miss out the last episode, guys, I would highly recommend checking it out. There will be a few spoilers now, but I won the World Championship, and that basically, you know, I did that and sort of just kind of forgot about this whole career mode. So, you know, hopefully I'm obviously going to try and get the last couple of episodes finished, you know, sort of within the next 2 weeks, and then actually I'm going to be doing a couple of live streams to hopefully 100% achievements this game, because, you know, that's basically just going to be grinding out, doing a few little things here and there. And I just sort of want to have a random, you know, chilled stream, guys. But for the Brazilian Grand Prix, then, you know, as we are now already the Formula 1 World Champion, we are going to be starting from the back for the final 2 races of the season. You know, hopefully we can still, you know, I still want to do pretty damn well. You know, I don't really want to be finishing, you know, sort of down the midway down the points, as we are still in a constructors battle overall. You know, Danny Kvyat, you know, it's safe to say he's been carried this season. You know, the second half of the season, you know, this Toro Rosso's really been strong, and he's really been able to, you know, put in some good performances. But up to that point, you know, I was carrying him all the way through the season, and, you know, really, I think that was mainly just down to pure consistency, really. I think we've only won, like, 4 races or 5 races this season. It's actually really, really low. But we've just, I think we've got about 7 second places or something. So we've just been really, really consistent throughout this whole season, you know, and hopefully that can continue on into the Brazilian Grand Prix, guys. But, you know, I'll have to wait and see how it does, obviously, you know, not liquidate, but, you know, solidify, that's the word, during this race there. But qualifying, you know, obviously, when you don't do qualifying, the game sort of gets a little bit broken with the way it works. You know, sometimes it doesn't really sort of make it particularly accurate. And although Kimi Räikkönen on pole isn't that surprising, you know, it's not exactly what we'd expect from this season so far, guys. But, you know, there's still a massively, massively tight fight for second overall in the drivers' standings. I think there's still like 5 drivers that can win that. But Räikkönen is on the pole with the Red Bulls in second and third. Sergio Perez there having a very, very strong showing in fourth. The Red Bulls actually did tie there. Sebastian Vettel 5th with Kvyat 6th. Esteban Gutierrez and Button doing very well in 7th and 8th. Hülkenberg 9th. Grosjean 10th. Hamilton in the Mercedes outside the top 10, as well as his teammate Nico Rosberg there down in P13. And not exactly the qualifying those guys will have wanted. But I'm on the back row, joined by one Rio Haryantos. You know, hopefully we can try and dispatch of him nice and quickly during this Brazilian Grand Prix, if I can remember the name of the circuit. But, you know, we're obviously going to try and just go as far into the race as we possibly can on a set of the hard compound tyres. You know, hopefully that can work out nicely for myself. You know, the game reckons we can stretch from like 19 laps. You know, hopefully I'll be able to roughly do about that. You know, I might try and do one more and go for a 1 stop between them and the set of the medium tyres throughout the end of the Grand Prix, guys. But, you know, hopefully we'll have to wait and see how this all does solidify, guys, in this Brazilian Grand Prix then. But 5 lights on the grid, ready for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the season, and it's lights out and away we go. And off to a fairly standard start there, you know. Jolyon Palmer trying to separate Verline and Massa down towards turn 1, but, you know, just want to try and keep it clean, and it's just a wall into turn 1. You know, everyone trying to be, you know, just so cautious there. As I'm going to go for a bit of a switchback on Jolyon Palmer. They're going to go right around the outside of Pascal Verline there. Up to P19 we go as Massa gives me a bit of a squeeze on the exit of the corner there. And down his inside. And Magnussen into the next corner there. Very, very happy with, you know, that cheeky little double overtake there as we hang Magnussen out to dry on the exit of that corner there, guys. But, you know, moving on now into Sector 2 here. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make any moves through there. You know, usually quite a good overtaking place. But, you know, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it clean for the first few laps of this race. You know, just don't want to lose any front wing, you know, early on, because that can really cost you in the long run, guys. But Marcus Ericsson is just ahead of me here. Räikkönen goes fastest, obviously, leading at the end of lap 1 there. But we're going to go down the inside of Marcus Ericsson there, as well as his teammate there in the other Sauber. And that moves us up into P15 there. But unfortunately, Nasser completely just decided he'd hold it alongside me there. You know, I'm not willing to deny That was definitely my fault there. You know, I didn't really expect NASA, if we have a look from his POV, I didn't really expect him, you know, to try and hang the car there, and you could just see into turn 2, you know, I just turned in, you know, didn't think he'd bother staying there. On full steer and lock there, the poor Sauber, and he actually gets collected by his teammate there, so not what the Saubers needed, you know, to just be facing straight at each other, and then he just gives him a knock. Not really too sure what that was all about from NASA there, but unfortunately for him, you know, not ideal for Sauber there, as the cars ahead of me there, Rosberg, Bottas and Alonso nearly go 3 wide there, and it's been a long time since Williams made a double overtake as he goes down the inside of the pair of them there, as we tried to look around the outside of Rosberg, but unfortunately, you know, he just defends from that attempted overtake there, as we go for a bit of a switchback into Sector 2 here. Down the inside we go, and that moves us up to P14 there, but Rosberg goes back down the inside there. A little bit of contact between the pair of us here, and, you know, unfortunately, Rosberg does hold on to P14 for now, but, you know, I just had not driven the Sauber in forever, you know, I completely forgot how it was really like to drive, because obviously it's very, very different. You know, mainly what I do nowadays is obviously driving in the atrocious Renault, or driving the equal cars, obviously doing league racing. So, you know, it's been a long time since I drove this nearly maxed out Toro Rosso here. And, you know, coming to the end of lap 2, you know, it's still sort of a learning curve once again there as we fly up the inside of Rosberg and Fernando Alonso there. Rosberg nearly swipes at me there. A bit of contact between the pair of us down at turn 1 there. But we move up to P13 of the race now. And next up on my hit list will be Valtteri Bottas here, as we're going to try and look down the inside into the next corner there. But fortunately, Hamilton there just blocking off my pass. You know, I couldn't try and outbrake Valtteri Bottas there in through the second sector. But these guys just up the road are effectively trying to play NASCAR at the moment as we try and go up the inside of Valtteri Bottas there. You know, they're just too wide all the time here. Hamilton and Hülkenberg are locked in battle here, and I would have thought Hamilton, you know, he started a bit lower than Hülkenberg, and he's trying to make his way through, you know, some of the slower cars there as he dives it down the inside through the hairpin there. We might try and go for a bit of a switchback move here as Hülkenberg just completely parks it there on the inside there. Lets Hamilton go right around his outside there, which, you know, has unfortunately slowed me down just a bit there as we come now through into the final sector of the lap. And Nico Hülkenberg still, you know, just up ahead of me here, but we're in the slipstream now of him, and, you know, that Force India is still very, very quick in a straight line, but nothing you can do against the Toro Rosso power from the 2015 Ferrari power unit. As now Hamilton thinks about going for a move up the inside of Vettel and Button there, but I go up the inside of him instead, you know, because why not? But Hamilton there, unfortunately, just tags me on the exit of the corner that I have to take to the grass to try and avoid him there. And obviously that's going to give me 3 illegal overtakes there. Let all of them back through again. Try to hold on ahead of Nico Hülkenberg there. And this is just a NASCAR race entirely. Hamilton then goes down the inside of Sebastian Vettel there, proving himself, as always, as the better driver there. But Sebastian Vettel all over the place at the moment. I go for up the inside of him. Up to P9 I go in this Brazilian Grand Prix there. And I go down the inside of Hamilton as well. Yes, I do. Just sort of chuck it down the inside of Hamilton there. Unfortunately, he might lose out on a bit of time to Sebastian Vettel there. But next up, the road is Roman Grosjean there. So, you know, skipping on to lap 7 here, and, you know, been able to close him down quite a bit on these last few laps. You know, we're feeling very, very quick at this moment in time there. As Grosjean, we go for a bit of a cheeky switchback move on him, looking to the outside through the penultimate corner there, but unfortunately, he's just about able to hold on for now as I dive it down the inside into the final corner there, the final proper corner of Jungsao. And up to P7 now I go in this Grand Prix. But Roman Grosjean, you know, he's in the slipstream. I will have the DRS though, which hopefully will, you know, near enough balance it out there, you know, especially with a quicker car as well down the straights and moving down into turn 1 there. Someone has also, I think, made a pit stop there, but they might have actually been a lapped car. So I think, you know, it's not definitely been an ideal race for them so far in this Brazilian Grand Prix there. But next up on my hit list will be Max Verstappen here. But Roman Grosjean has certainly not given up that. You know, he's still trying to duck in the slipstream here and potentially be able to make a move, you know, on me again. But we've got Gutierrez just up the road there fighting with, I think that might be Daniel Ricciardo potentially, or it might be a different car. I can't quite see from this far back, but, you know, he's doing very, very well. And he's actually fighting there, sorry, with my teammate in the sister Toro Rosso car there, Danny Kvyat. You know, hopefully for Kvyat he can hold on, because, you know, we really want to try and win this Constructors, you know, either here or at Abu Dhabi. You know, in a strong position to do so there as I move up the inside of Max Verstappen there to hold on now to P6 in the Grand Prix. And, you know, that's, you know, it's going well at the moment. 8 laps in, and we've already made our way up 16 position. But, you know, obviously we definitely haven't finished just yet. You know, we'll still be trying to make up even more places here, as now we've got the slipstream and the DRS on Esteban Gutierrez there. The overdrive down towards someone there, nearly 225 miles an hour there, as I now move up to P5 of this Grand Prix there. But skipping on quite a way, actually, you know, we saw Danny Kvyat diving into the pit lane very soon after, and, you know, a lot of drivers now have opted to make a pit stop in this Grand Prix at this moment in time, because, you know, I was sort of just trying to stretch my tyres as far as they could, and Raikkonen had the same idea there as he dives into the pit lane at the end of lap 15 there, as now we move up into the lead of the Grand Prix there, and up, obviously, you know, we just need to try and keep these tyres in a good operated window for as long as we can. But moving on now to lap 20 of the Grand Prix here, and we've got lapped traffic just up ahead of me there. But you can see the tyres are about 65% at the moment. You know, they're wearing fairly nice, you know, potentially, you know, sort of another 2 laps out of them, maybe. You know, you sort of just got to try and balance it, because, you know, once the tyres hit the cliff on this game, you know, you can lose easily a couple of seconds every single lap there. But unfortunately, trying to navigate my way around the lap cars here, and I go down the inside of the pair of them there. Unfortunately, leave Nazareth a little bit to dry for the second time during this race there, and Bottas now has been able to get a run on him there. So Nazar, you know, he went from fighting with me through that corner about 20 laps ago to now being lapped by myself there. So it's funny how the race can change course so quickly there, and, you know, I still take full blame for that incident with him early on in the Grand Prix, guys. But skipping on now to the end of lap 22, and this was the lap I opted to move on to a set of the medium tyres, which I was sort of gambling whether they'd try and take me all the way to the end of the Grand Prix, or whether I might pit again, you know, with sort of 5 laps to go, you know, to try and sort of get a little bit of pace in the car right at the very end. You know, if Raikkonen pits again, which he'll probably have to, then he will be quicker than me, so, you know, I sort of want to cover off from that. But Raikkonen obviously moves back up into the lead of the Grand Prix, and I think really we're actually going to be quite close between Perez and Raikkonen. Ricciardo for P3 in the Grand Prix. There, Perez moves up round my outside there, as I'm just going to try and keep it clean, avoid the walls out of the pit lane there. We can actually slot in right between them there for P3 in the Grand Prix there. So, you know, happy with that for now, and, you know, hopefully we can try and get back past Perez nice and quickly. You know, hopefully, you know, obviously later on this race, you know, we've got 13 laps to do it. You know, I want to be trying to get it done with nice and soon as we follow through the next few corners of this lap. And hopefully, you know, we're going to stay on board here to try and see the extra time that we gain on Sergio Perez. And that is one corner where we definitely do so there, but I dive it down the inside to P2 of the Grand Prix once again here. And now, you know, we've got one man that we need to hunt down now, and that is Kimi Raikkonen there, to go purple through the second sector. But, you know, hopefully we can still close the gap there as we go purple on the end of a lap 25 there. And the gap to Raikkonen is really starting to tumble, but, you know, he's still a good sort of 4 or 5 seconds up the road here. And, you know, at the moment, if he's going to have to pit again, then I'm sort of happy to, you know, go on to a set of soft tyres right at the very end of the Grand Prix to try and close in that gap. Because, you know, I don't really sort of want him to be closing in on me, because the medium tyres around this track especially seem to really drop off the pace very, very quickly there. As you can see, Raikkonen, though, is in the pit lane here onto another set, I think, of the medium tyres there, unless he hasn't actually got into his box there. And now skipping on to the end of lap 29 here. You know, we're still trying to keep up the pace, but you can just see the pace is dropping off a lot at the moment. You know, we've got about a 14-second gap to Raikkonen behind. So on the end of lap 30, you know, I've actually opted to move now onto a set of the soft tyres to try and drag me to the very end of this Brazilian Grand Prix there. The tyre wear was about 40%, so it was going to get, you know, sort of up to the 70s by the end of the race there. And unfortunately, you know, I don't really want to be having to tackle that sort of tyre wear at the end of the Grand Prix. Now, I sort of just want, you know, I want to be the hunter, not the hunted, you know. I've already won the title, so it's not really a big deal, you know, if I don't win this race. As Raikkonen there, he could just see through turn 1, goes back around my outside, you know. I've already won the title, you know, I don't have anything really to lose at the moment. You know, obviously the Constructors is still sort of open, but, you know, hopefully, you know, Kvyat and I can wrap that up. So, you know, I'd much rather, you know, have a bit of fun during the final couple of races of the season than, you know, just trying to have to, you know, sort of try and just take home as many race wins as I possibly can, you know, in nice, easy fashion there. But Bottas, being a very, very poor lapped car there, just parks it in the way of me there through this second to last corner there. But, you know, we were purple still in at the middle sector there, and, you know, that's still showing that, you know, my pace is still strong on this final stint of the racing. You know, hopefully we can still close the gap down to Raikkonen. There is one car, I think, between us at this moment in time, so, you know, he will have to navigate them, and, you know, hopefully, unless they're like Bottas, you know, it should be, I should hopefully make gains from that. But now skipping on to the end of a lap 33 here, and the gap now down to just 1.9 seconds there. You can see the Ferrari just up ahead of me here, so, you know, the gap is coming down. But, you know, sort of on to the end of lap 35 here. Is the gap still coming down to Kimi Raikkonen just ahead of me there? Yes, it is. 1.1 seconds here, you know, on this final lap of the Grand Prix. If I can try and get within the DRS here, and, you know, maybe I'll be able to get a little bit of a run up towards the line here. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see as we skip on to the end of lap 36. We've got Felipe Massa, who is just a little way up the road here. And, you know, hopefully for me, he can get in Kimi Raikkonen's way there. But through the final corner of the race, and unfortunately just getting on the curb there. And, you know, with that slipstream from Felipe Massa there, Kimi Raikkonen, as you know, I was hoping he'd get, you know, a bit screwed by that, but unfortunately it has really saved his day there. But P2 from the back in the Brazilian Grand Prix, I was actually able to repeat the feat I did.
Like a gamble, I pay the price. Thought I could handle something undefined. Give me a reason to raise the stakes, 'cause I can't walk away. You keep taking the upper hand, and you're leaving me exposed. I don't think I stand a chance when your feelings never show. Your love is a wild card, holding is the hard part. I don't know when you hold me, or leave me here feeling lonely. Your love is a wild card, can't let this go too far. I don't know when you hold me, or break my heart. 'Cause your love is a wild card.
So there we are then, guys, the end of the Brazilian Grand Prix there, and Kimi Raikkonen takes home the race win there. And, you know, I can only feel if we'd had just one more lap, then we would have been able to stop him from doing that. Actually, just like my F1 1990s career mode yesterday, where, you know, we had a very close finish in the end there. But still happy, you know, to take home the 18 points at the end of the day there. And, you know, obviously no real pressure now, as we've already won the Drivers' World Championship there. But Daniel Ricciardo rounds out the podium there. Sergio Perez just misses out there, but, you know, he had a very strong showing all a race along there. And having a look further down the field there, Valtteri Bottas, Rio Haryanto, Magnussen, Palmer, Nasser, Verline and Massa were all the cars to be lapped in that Grand Prix there. But quite shocking, you know, Nico Hülkenberg way down in P12 there, when his teammate barely missed out on a podium at the end of that Grand Prix there. But, you know, it was a good race overall, you know. And having a look at the drivers' standings, Kimi Raikkonen gives himself a little bit of leeway for P2 overall in the standings. You know, he's sort of a little bit been under the radar throughout this whole season. You know, he's sort of just been consistently there or thereabouts. You know, he's finally, you know, sort of brought out that bit of pace, you know, to give himself a little bit of an advantage there. But look at the Mercedes there. You know, they're 1 point between them, which, you know, you sort of expect that to an extent, but to be fighting for P4 overall in the standings is a little less likely for Mercedes there. But my teammate Kvyat, basically, you know, a little bit in no man's land down in P7 or P8 there, I couldn't remember quite exactly there, you know, sort of behind myself, both Ferraris, both Mercedes, and both the Red Bulls there at the end of the day there. But having a look then at the Constructors, and we have actually been able to win the Constructors' World Championship there at the Brazilian Grand Prix there. So both titles wrapped up nicely before the final race of the season there. But just have a look at the three teams behind me. It's going to be a very close battle between them at the end, guys. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, subscribe, for more of my F1 2016 career mode, guys. The finale at Abu Dhabi. And I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.
Yeah.